Now, if you've never actually worked with branching inside of UEFN, I'm going to give you a really high level overview. And if this stuff kind of scares you, well, you can make it like a tree and leave. But for those of us that want to root down in on it, let's dig in and see what we can do. First and foremost, let's jump into the revision control. So down here in the bottom right, our revision control. Let's jump into this. And what I want to do is open up the branch history. And I've got it docked over here on the left. The other piece that I want to open up is the Branch Explorer. Now, this is all in beta, so I'm sure a lot of this is going to change in about 6 months. I'm going to go ahead and dock this down here too, so we have both of them. Now, what we're looking to explain here is what is branching and how is it useful? So first and foremost, the idea behind branching is that you can have simultaneous, and you can see this actually happening right down here, right? We have two parallel developments that are happening. And at some point, it all gets kind of merged together when everybody's happy. So let's take a scenario. In this example, we're going to create a game where when the player presses a button, the roof is going to explode and they're going to get resources out of that roof. So first and foremost, we're going to start in the main branch. That is this section right here. Now, something else I want you to look at is you'll notice that these little letters down here have different colors. This is because I have two different accounts that I've been working on, and you can actually see those two different accounts up here. Unfortunately, they're named very similar, so it's going to be a little hard to see what's going on, but the colors are different, and that's the important part. Okay, so inside this, at the very beginning, we have our initial revision that we dropped in and started working with. This is what you see here inside of the viewport right here. All right, so let's move forward and we'll call this developer A. We'll go ahead and sync to what it is that they're working on. Now, what's going to happen is same old that you're probably used to with revision control, but I've added a couple of things in here that are going to help kind of visualize it. So let's say, for example, the player spawns in and they land on top of a landscape. Not really a landscape. Y'all are following with me, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move forward in the development. So we'll follow our little line right here. And that's exactly what we're doing down here as well. So keep that in mind. So let's move up to revision 11. And inside of here, you can see that we've added a house to the main branch. So, hey, there's our house. That's beautiful. Now, inside this main branch, we're going to continue to follow as developer 1, right? We're happy with what we have here, but say there's another developer, another artist that wants to make something a little bit differently. Well, instead of having it just local on their machine, they can actually branch off and create a new version of this. So as of the timeline right now, let's say that other developer, developer B, goes out and does that. Let's stick with developer A for right now. So the next thing we want to do is go and see what's happening down here. Let's go ahead and just click on this. And you can see we can sync to this revision because I've already got it made. So moving forward, this developer and the team decide to take this story along the lines of having nice warm colors. So now we have a roof on top of this house and we're like, hey, that's cool. I like that. And let's say we want to go ahead and test this with some players. So think of this as like A/B testing. This branch is going to be with developer A and it's going to be on the A testing side of it. So we're like, okay, that's cool. The developers like it. Let's see if the players like it. If the players like it, let's move forward. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the house by having it actually open up, right? So we've got a cinematic sequence device in here. And if we go ahead and open up said sequence, we can see that in here, this top of this, let's get a little better shot here. The player presses a button and this is going to go ahead and open up like so, right? So this is pretty cool. We like this idea. This is fun. It's not too bad. And if we go into our content drawer, I do want to point out that we do have a folder in here called sequences, and there is their asset, right? Here's our animation. So our animators are happy. They're doing something. All right, let's back this up. So if I go ahead and close all these down, let's go back to the point where we actually branched off, and let's go see what developer B has been doing. So I'm going to go down here into sync to this specific revision. Give it a moment. Something I like about this feature is that you can kind of do this all live, which is super cool, right? So here we are, and we want to go ahead and put a roof on there. So we wanted to go ahead and create a branch. That's where this button comes in handy. We can go ahead and click here, and we can name this branch. In this case, you can see that the branch was named Added Roof. Go ahead and say create branch. In this case, I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to do that. But I do want to go down to this branch. Now, when you do this, you will automatically be pushed down to this other branch. In our case, we're going to go visit this other branch, this adding roof branch. So to do that, here inside our branch editor, I can come into this over here on the left, right? I can right click on this and I can say switch to this branch. So this is really helpful for teams because if there's a branch that you want to go visit to see how it's working as a producer, you can do that. So it allows you to really see what's going on here. All right, now this has actually pushed it to the very end over here automatically. So me, for this demonstration, I need to come back over to this one, which is pretty easy to do. And I want to show you something very specific. So if I click on this, you'll notice that right here, it says number 15. Okay, so let's go up here to our branch history, and I'm going to go over to the main, right? So I clicked up here, and I'm going to say main, and you'll notice that there's no 15 in here. Like, well, that's interesting. It's only in this one, right here. One real other quick thing, right? If we go to this, you'll notice that the revision here is number 11. You'll notice that 11 is in our adding roof, and you'll notice that it's in the main one as well, right here. So you can see where this is actually being branched from. Okay, so let's go back into the adding roof branch, right? And inside of here, I'm going to go ahead and sync to this number 15. Now, I was doing it down here below, but I just want to show you that there are two places to make this actually happen. Give it a moment. And now what you see is the branch as it's coming down this direction, like so, right? So here we have the visual of what's going on. And in this case, they're like, well, let's check out this kind of purple roof and see if players like that, right? So this is our B testing of the A and B testing. So we're like, okay, that's kind of cool. Some of them had some positive things to say about that. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and add in some gameplay. And in this case, because we know that players like explosions, let's go and create a version where the roof explodes as opposed to having it actually animate open. So we'll follow this line, and here we have a VFX device that is going to explode, and then our prop manipulator up here is going to hide the roof pieces when the player presses the button. So same interaction for the player, but we have something else going on, right? So thinking about our B testing. Now, before I go any further, I want to point something out. Let's go into our content drawer, and you'll notice I still have my sequences folder, but that sequence doesn't exist. This branch doesn't have that asset in it. So different branches can have different data sets in them as well. So keep this in mind if you're jumping between them all, because it could get confusing. But since we're with B, our developer B, and we're down the B branch, let's keep going down that direction. All right, so we set that up, and we go ahead and have the players test it, and they really like it, right? So they like the explosions over just a simple animation. No surprise there, people like visual effects. So what we want to do is we want to take this information, sorry, didn't mean to zoom in on that, back out. We want to take this information and merge it back up into the main branch that's coming from over here. And we can do that by merging it. There's this little button right down, or sorry, this little icon that's right down here. Now, you can see over here I have a merge from, right? So that's helpful. And I can also come over here where it says main, I can right click on here and I can say merge to, merge as well, right? So either one would work. So now that we know that we want to go this direction and we want to abandon the stuff that's up here, we can go ahead and basically erase this branch. Now, it's not erasing it, it's just kind of overwriting it and pushing it aside. And for visuals, you'll see that it actually is still there. So I'll go ahead and select this, and I'll go ahead and say sync to this revision. Now this is where we've actually gone through and we've grabbed the main branch and this other branch, and we've merged them together. And what we get is an area over here. You can see where it breaks. There's no development happening along this direction. There's no little connector here. And what's actually happening is we're taking this stuff and we're smashing it up into the main branch. Now down here below, it's going to look a little bit different because we're basically getting rid of all the development that happened over here, and we're coming down here and taking over. So it's a little bit weird, but that's what's going on. Okay. So now that we've done our A/B testing and we know that the players like going this way, we can abandon this part of our development, or if it happens to be broken or that feature didn't exactly pan out like we were hoping, we can just get rid of it. So down here below, let's go ahead and sync to the last version of what we have. And what we see is that we've taken all of the information that we've done along our development here, and we've gone ahead and gone with the one that the players like, so we can add the next part of our gameplay and our logic in on top of it. Because we've done either A, a little bit of research with our players, or B, inside of our internal dev teams, we're like, okay, this is the branch that we actually like, and we're going to go ahead and move forward. But fear not, there's always ways to go back and branch from these. If you right click on this, whoops, if I get it to come up. Nope, it's not gonna let me do it now. So if you click on this, you can see that I can't really get back at it. I was hoping I was going to be able to, but we can actually come up here, right? Go into our main, and let's see what number. So this one right here is number 41, right? And this one, and I can see that it's 11. I can always come back to this. To get to it, I need to come down here and actually say switch to branch. Then it'll take me to the end of this one. right? So now I'm down here, I'm on 23. You can see that I'm on 23 up here as well, right? And if I come back to 11, let's go ahead and sync to that one. And this is where we decided to start changing the way this roof was going to work. We can actually branch from here. I can say new branch. So this branching ability gives us a significant more power when it comes to actually creating games, specifically software, and allows you as the developers to make decisions along the fly. So thanks for sticking around through that entire just mental rant as I was going through all of these really cool features that we now have inside of UEFN. And if you want a more detailed explanation on how to make this stuff work as opposed to why you make this stuff work, let me know. We'll go ahead and build some tutorials for you. And don't forget to be Cleverlike and subscribe.